Just wanted to do a quick little video here about a project that I'm getting ready to work on. Got this Agency Arms Sage Dynamics pistol. I don't have the Sage comp on it. I have a Radiant Afterburner, what is the Ramjet Afterburner combo, you know, barrel and comp, which I really like. I've got this SLR mag funnel on it. I had a little Overwatch Precision thing on there, which really it's more of a frame protector than it is a mag well, you know. I mean, it has a little lip inside of it, like a U shape. It doesn't really help funnel the mags in, you know, like this one does. And so this I think is much better, maybe a little bit, you know, more of a higher profile, but much better in functioning as a mag funnel. But what I wanted to talk about is I just got this Sig Sauer Romeo X Pro. You can see it has the little rear sight on the back there. My wife knew that I'd been thinking about this project, and since I'm turning 60 in a couple of days, she said that this would be like my birthday / anniversary / Christmas present, since our anniversary is in December and Christmas coming up. So, but what my thought was, right now on here, I've got this SRO. I was running this 509T on there for a little bit that I've got on my P226 Legion RXP right now. And I had, you know, some lower profile sights on it. I totally blew it when I tried to remember, you know, what size rear sight I needed to go with the front sight that I used to have on here after I took that other AOS plate off, and ended up with something way too tall. So then I ended up buying a tall front sight and ended up just filing that down until I got it where the point of impact was right. It is a little, I got some nail polish on there to black it out. But it's a little bit tall for a couple of my holsters that I like, though. Kind of snags, you know. And but as far as the way it works, it's really nice. I mean, the SRO sets up a little higher anyways, and having the higher sights does not bother me. But what I was thinking about doing, I've got this Deltapoint Pro AOS plate that's set up to have the backup sight in front of the optic. And I was going to put this on there and mount that on the back of the gun, and then put a lower profile sight on the front and just use this rear sight in here. I tried putting my Deltapoint Pro, I mean my Romeo 1 Pro on this plate, but it doesn't have any holes at all here for these recoil lugs, you know. This one has holes, but these are still a little bit tall to let it sit all the way down. So I'm going to have to grind these down. I tried filing them down a little bit before, and they, hold on, let me throw something at my cats so they'll stop growling at each other. And this, I'm going to need to grind that down a little bit to get this to seat. The other issue is like the screw length for these holes. The screws that came with this plate are super long, so I need to find some screws that are shorter to fit in here, or else I need to cut off the ones that they came with. But before I started doing any of that, I just wanted to do a little video and show what the basic plan is, what I'm trying to achieve. I know some people like to have a lower profile red dot. They feel like the closer it is, the lower it is down on the slide, that the better it is. You can see this is a much lower profile, probably about like that, than what I'm using right now. I don't necessarily find that to be true. For me, I just want to be able to pick the thing up, and this SRO is awesome for that, obviously. If I can get it turned on here so I can see the dot. Maybe my battery died. Or it got shut off somehow. I guess I need to put a new battery in this now. But you know, it's not like you got a holdover like a rifle, you know, or the height over bore, you know, like 3-4 inches like you do on some of these red dots and sights on an AR. So I don't find it to be that big of an issue. You know, this here, this SRO, the thing that's really nice about it, you bring it up, you're going to look right at target, and I bring this up, and it's just right there, you know. So I'm going to see what this is like I thought about maybe just mounting it on my Legion, which I know it'll fit on, without, you know, take out the adapter plate and just put it on here and then run a lower profile, you know, it's like a standard Sig front sight on the front and something like that. Do a little experimenting to find exactly what I need. And this would be certainly a lot more low profile here as well. It's not a lot more, a little bit. It is, you know, a little bit thinner, much more low profile kind of sight though. And I don't know, it would keep it an all Sig kind of thing. You know, you still, I would take out this rear sight. You still have like a, you know, little slot there on the slide for your rear sight that would be empty, but I'm not that concerned about that. If I wasn't carrying it concealed, I'd put a little racking thing in there, you know, or something. But this has worked out really well for me with this 509T on here. So I'm kind of hesitant to switch it out. And this here, I've got a lot of other guns I can use this RMR footprint sight like this on it. I can put it back on my one M&P that I was running it on before, or I've got another, you know, I've got a Suarez slide that's cut for an RMR direct mount. But this right here is really what I've been using for quite a while for my carry gun. And I just thought it'd be nice to make it a little bit more low profile. Have this sight back here. You know, actually with this comparison to the SRO, it's a lot more low profile as far as carrying it, and put a really low front sight up front. And so that's just what I wanted to share. I've got an Apex trigger in there at the moment. For some reason, I don't really like the Agency trigger. The way the Agency trigger breaks, it's like you come back past 90 degrees before it breaks, and then, you know, it's pointing backwards, which just doesn't feel comfortable to me. And for whatever reason, when I've had it in there, just not what I've really been looking for. I don't know if I'll ever find a perfect trigger for a Glock. Actually, another thing I should note, I really like the trigger in these SIGs. I'm more of a traditional, you know, DA, SA kind of guy, or 1911. And but I did notice the last time I had these guns out at the range, I was shooting this for the most part, and some pretty hot ammo. And then when I switched over to that SIG, I definitely noticed the difference in recoil, you know. I mean, not like it was hard to handle or something, but you could tell it was bouncing around a lot more. Part of it, of course, is the angle of the grip. You got to, you know, focus more on that whenever you get this more upright grip. But, you know, the higher bore axis, but also the compensator on this thing. I didn't realize exactly how effective it was, especially with such a light gun. I actually was talking about this problem with a couple of guys from SIG over at a gun shop in Tarpon Springs the other day. They had a couple of guys there from SIG last weekend, and I talked to them about this issue. And they didn't actually have one of these in stock for me to try, but yeah, they were looking at my Agency, and they're like, man, it's so light. It really is. This is such a light pistol compared even to most typical Glocks. It just, for some reason, it seems light, but I think the way the grip feels in your hand, I mean, no other Glock feels as good as this does to me. Even though I don't usually like the Glock grip angle that much, this thing just feels so natural, having that armor stipple job on it. But I found some guy, after my wife says, Frank, I'm going to buy it for you. I found a guy out in Scottsdale on Gunbroker that had 3 of them in stock, and got it a couple days ago. So I guess the next update will be if I grind down these posts on here a little bit to get this thing down flat on here and find the right screw to lock it in. And once I get that done, put it on this pistol and try it out. And then we'll see you back at the range for that.